Welcome into the Fan Speak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner, Mr. Andrew, the TD King. Rob, happy Black Friday, sir. God bless everyone that's not working retail today. Most of my Black Fridays I've spent in my life have been working behind a counter, slinging some appliances, making a little commission. That part was nice. Did not like the 14-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts. Did not like that.
Never worked retail. So I've been one of the lucky few who have only ever been on the shopper side, not the worker side. Did not go do any Black Friday shopping. I will be looking for some Cyber Monday deals though. But yeah, man, ready to get into it. Got some nice bets for the people. Hit some nice cashes last week as well. And last week I gave you a disgusting play, the Jalen Waddle over 38.5 receiving yards, which smashed, by the way. Don't worry, people.
Clickety clack.
I got another disgusting one for you today.
All right. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. With that, let's go ahead and smash the like button, share the video, follow the Fan Speak Network. We're here for you every Friday night, giving out the picks. Check out the Dub Club as well. I know that link will pop into the bottom there. There you go. Check out the Dub Club as well. Get all of our Week 13 official picks via the link. Join the FanSpeak Dub Club. Get on the board with us. We're hitting pay dirt every week. A lot of free money going around these streets in the FanSpeak YouTube channel. Come follow us. Come join us. Chat's always live. I see it's starting to get bumping along here. We got Jamie up in here. Peace and love from Timmy D. Love that. Love that. Reek. Love that money. Reek always coming here, getting that cash. What are the Josh Jacobs shares in best ball? I don't think I have a ton. I got a lot of them early on when there was a little bit more uncertainty about him when he was going to be healthy. I think a lot more big board exposure than BBM5.
Yeah, I don't have a ton either. I think like 5% Jacobs, just not somebody. I mean, unfortunately, I was under the assumption that they were going to have more of a committee. That didn't happen. Yeah, I say, unfortunately, Lloyd went down, and then it just kind of went to, well, fuck it, we'll just use Jacobs a lot. So I don't have a ton of them, but even without a ton of them, still advancing pretty well. So I'll survive.
Yeah, I'm no hit or miss there for me. I mean, with the Packers and with everybody, really, just divided and conquered. Didn't overcompensate with anyone in that offense. Would have been nice to overcompensate on a Jaden Reed, but you still see the results, right? Like the snap share percentage, he doesn't get a wide receiver one snap percentage when you're looking at guys even closer to like T. Higgins ADP, what he was going at. So kind of tough there. When you're just not getting on the field, it's tough to trust those guys. I would be very interested to see what his ADP will be going forward, starting next season's best ball.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and talk some props here.
Yeah. What's Mike Rob checking in? On Tuesday, Andrew and Jake said Bruni would do a high stream next week. So is that Wednesday or Friday? I don't remember saying that. No, I'm not going to leave you dry.
Oh, okay. I could do it. You don't trust me? I could do it.
Oh, no, I know you could do it. I don't know if I trust myself. You might just see me. You'll be like, Andrew, of it. What?
Well, I can't do any in the house. Got the kids. We'd have to get a brownie if we're going to do it on like stream or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, my kids are going to go to public school, so I'm trying to, give them as much of exposure as the things they're going to find out anyway, like swearing and all that good stuff, drinking,
Oh, yeah. No, my 17-month-old does shit. All the time.
All right. Into the props we go. First up, not the disgusting one. I'm going to save that one for last. First up, this man has got a lot of yards, went out, came back, gets more yards, but then they get called back with the touchdowns that he damn scores too. Nico Collins, over 81.5 receiving yards. He's getting the target share. He's getting the opportunities. They're trying to get him long passes. They're getting those screen passes that he is taking to the house until they get called back. So hopefully we don't get boned by the callbacks here. But Nico Collins, over 81.5 receiving yards. I know, obviously, everyone's probably going to be all over Joe Mixon in this matchup, which is rightfully so. I am going to go to the other side and go to my boy, Nico Collins.
I'm going to go after Joe Mixon. You brought him up. I like that pick. I got Joe Mixon over 21.5 receiving yards. been hitting this number pretty frequently. You and I had a discussion, I think, in one of the maybe it was one of our chats or fan speak chat going back and forth about like mixing over under. One week I missed it, taking the under. Started looking at the board a little bit more. I mean, you just look at the matchup. He hit it the last time. They play the Jaguars. You look at that offense; it's struggling right now. I think you look for some easier plays, but you also look for the big ones downfield. No different than the Collins play there. I like the Texans this week because if not this week, then win, right? They got to bounce back from a bad loss up against the Titans, bad division loss. So I do have Mixon over 21.5 receiving yards. He's 6-3 to the number on the season. And I also have CJ Stroud over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Maybe that's something that we put together there at the end of the show, a little same gamer. If we're really feeling the Texans here, 2 touchdowns feels light. He hit 2 touchdowns the last time they played. He grabs 2 in the majority of the games played this season. And again, they're coming off a bad spot, right? A bad loss. They want to get right. A lot of negative talk right now for CJ Stroud, media, fantasy streets, etc. It's not great. I think they get right this week. Nice matchup up against a bad Jags secondary. I like Stroud over the 1.5. Andrew's got Collins on the yards, and I've got Mixon on the receiving yards as well.
Do you know what Nico had last time they played? This was at the end of September. Do you know?
Over 100? I don't know.
151. 12 receptions, 151. I don't know if the 81.5 feels like a trap, but I mean,
no Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, so I don't know. Feels like easy money. Probably gonna bone me.
What do you think about the Tank Dell over 51? Are you going negative correlation this week?
I mean, he would be a guy that you would want to do the anti-correlation with. Yeah, for sure. I most certainly don't mind that play. Maybe as we go through these, we can find somebody else to pair him up with and do some sort of anti-correlation bet at the end.
Okay.
Next one up for me, Justin Herbert over 21.5 rushing yards. Out goes J.K. Dobbins. That's really all you got to do. I mean, he's already rushing with J.K. Dobbins a ton. Out goes J.K. Dobbins. He's probably going to run more. The 21.5 feels like it's going to end up around like the 25, 26 by the time that game time starts. So go get this now. Hold on. Let me pull up his game logs. I looked at it earlier.
I wanted to ask you about this game because the number that I thought was interesting was Justin Herbert pass attempts. The number's at 33. He's cleared this in the past couple of weeks, but the matchup, they weren't really in favor offensively. Like they had the Ravens and then the Bengals. Ravens defense, played a lot better than they have been, but still that's a better secondary. So, you would assume that they would throw more regardless, right? And then the Bengals, they pass a ton. So that's just the natural game flow. That's how things are going to, be dictated as far as offenses, how long they're on the field, not on the field, whatever. Again, cleared the number. This game, I feel like it's a little bit closer and you're getting plus money to the over. And I'm kind of with you there. Like, all right, no Dobbins. We should maybe be passing a little bit more. Or Herbert takes a few extra himself. The running back situation, you're looking at Gus Edwards, Kamani Vidal, and Hassan Haskins. Doesn't really support too much confidence. Peeping one of my touchdown picks, I love Gus to find the end zone. We saw it last week. I just think when they get inside the 5, that's an easy click. But outside of that, I have a tough read of this Chargers offense other than maybe going after those passing attempts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I'm of the same mindset. I think that they are going to have to pass more. I mean, they could just rely on Gus Edwards, but Gus Edwards, only came back a little bit ago, so I'm not sure that they want to really run him into the ground right away. So yeah, I'm with you. I mean, the pass attempts feels nice.
Yeah, 33 again, 33.5 pass attempts. You're gonna need to clear the over 34 or more. Plus 100. The number's been there the past couple of weeks. I feel like the Falcons are an average defense. Like their defense and what they're doing may not dictate it, but I think that the two offenses keep the game close enough where the Chargers have to throw. I mean, that's just where my head's at there. Tough to trust the prop still. I still feel like, you would assume Ladd, would get more work. Maybe you go after his receiving yards. I don't think you feel bad about it. I'm not even sure what the number is, but not something that I'm attacking. I like I said, Gus to find the end zone. I like Herbert on the pass attempts. Not a great read there for me in that game in general. Other than I don't know if you want to take the Falcons as home dogs.
Me. I mean, maybe.
Home dogs off a bye. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad spot, no. But Chargers still playing pretty well. GQ Tyler checking in on the chat. He says Ladd and Disley.
Is Disley banged up?
I did say he was questionable. Yeah, I'm not sure if he is playing or not, but
yeah. So let's dip a little bit more into the Ladd. Take a look at his total.
Okay, I did want to mention for my Herbert over 21.5 rushing yards. These past 5 games, 49, 2, 32, 65, 29. That's with Dobbins. I'm not sure what I'm missing here, but unless they really do just pass the ball a fuck ton and they just have success through the air a ton and he doesn't have to run. But I don't know. I mean, he's in that spot where when he feels pressure, he just takes off and run because he can. So 21.5 feels good.
So the other props here, Ladd 66, Quentin Johnston 39, Palmer 38.5. The Palmer 38.5 is probably still too light, but you're still getting a good discount on Johnston for the drops last week. Any interest in any of these guys?
Do you want to give or do you want me to give you my disgusting play right now?
Oh, no.
We're doing it. And if you go over to DK, you can get it at 37.5. Quentin Johnston, 37.5. That is so low. I know he didn't catch a ball last week. I understand this. This is when you go attack these props, is when nobody wants to take it. It's disgusting. You just saw him drop a ton of balls. Like Herbert already said that he's going to go back to him. He said, not a problem. We're going to go back to him. We believe in him. 37.5.
So then we also got to take Herbert over 250 passing yards. 249.
Fuck it. Yeah, throw it in there. He said Johnston can't catch. Listen, I understand. It's the first time we've really seen him revert back to last year's Quentin Johnston where he really wasn't catching anything. I'm going to put the faith back in Quentin Johnston. 37.5. This is almost the exact same number Jalen Waddle that I gave you last week that absolutely smashed was. I know it's disgusting, people. Trust me. Go take it.
It's not disgusting, Andrew. It's Tyler says, "Oh wow, CSI Discord has Greg Roman saying Vidal filling in for the JK."
Please,
Dobbins. Hey, please. For best ball, baby.
Yeah, best ball bags.
Wheels up.
This is the time.
I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. I was wrong, but I have a lot more Kamani Vidal than I had of JK Dobbins. Holding the bag. Gus Edwards
about the same.
Nah, I was like 2-1 in favor of Gus and Vidal.
Look, Tyler knows what it is.
G's in the chat. The chat.
Neo, thank you, Neo. Says
Neo knows.
He knows. He understands.
Brother. Disgusting brothers. That's
Steven says Seinfeld. He knows.
Steve knows. He knows. I'll give you a couple of passing props. I got Derek Carr over the 214.5. Feels light. It's hit the number 3 weeks in a row. I know that it's all about the Taysom Hill story, but even last week, Taysom Hill absolutely going off in the fantasy streets. Carr still cleared this number. They're going to have to pass the ball a lot. It's a juicy matchup. The Rams allow the 7th most fantasy points to wide receivers. The Saints allow the 8th. A lot of opportunity here for the quarterbacks. I'm not sure what Stafford's number is, but it shouldn't be higher than Derek Carr. They're going to have to throw the ball. Also like Lamar over 222.5. Also been hitting this against lighter defenses. Has had a couple of tougher matchups in the previous weeks, hitting the unders. He'll revert back to this over here with a nice juicy matchup up against the Eagles. Average in the secondary and enough offensive flow on both sides to keep Lamar over the 222.5. I know I have more props than you, so I thought I'd just easily clear 2 there. Both paying even money.
What I heard you say was that my Chris Olave shares in best ball are crying right now because this would be a good matchup for him. Just absolutely crying. And Stafford's number's 259.5.
That's too high versus Carr's 214. That makes no sense.
I mean, other than Matthew.
What are my MVS numbers looking like? Now I got to look up MVS numbers.
Stafford has Puka and Cooper Kupp. Derek Carr has MVS. And Taysom Hill.
Alvin Kamara. The only players you can get, actually, I do remember this. I did look this up. You can only get Kamara and Hill right now. Let me take a look and see if they've updated it since I was taking my notes earlier.
Reek has a question in here after you're done, by the way.
We've been hitting that one, Reek. We've been hitting that one consistently.
That's the only anti-correlation parlay that I've hit for anything worth a damn this year.
I've just been hitting the yardage.
19.5, Barkley.
I'm not doing any of the anti-correlated stuff. They still have not released a receiving prop for anyone on the Saints other than Kamara and Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill 28.5, Kamara 37.5. I just wait for the MVS number. Wait for the Cedric Wilson number or the Mason Tipton number.
Reek, if you're asking, yeah, I would take the over 19.5, by the way.
That's a Sunday night, so let's make sure they have it out. They gave out a number.
Barkley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said 19.5.
Yeah, again, too light.
Turn your fucking volume up.
I was looking up something else. Get out of here.
All right, are you ready? Are you ready for my next prop?
3 more seconds. Go.
Okay. The narrative's been out there. People have been pointing it out now. Cliff's taking it on the chin left and right. Terry McLaurin is not getting enough targets.
The 55?
People are pointing it out. People are pointing out Terry McLaurin, not enough targets. That we've seen this song and dance already in the year. What happened? Actually, you can get 52.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
DK, the green app?
DK. The green app.
The green app.
52.5.
3 yards light of FanDuel.
Yeah. I mean, we saw this last time. This is exactly what was happening. Everyone was calling him vanilla. He sucks. Boo this man. I'm on Twitter saying fire
cardio game, production game. Cardio game, production game.
Here comes the production game.
Exactly.
And no Austin Eckler. B-Rob banged up. They're probably going to throw the ball more than they typically do. I see Terry getting that 10 target game. 52.5 receiving yards is light for a 8 to 10 target game. Take the 52.5 while you can go get it.
You're telling me McNichols isn't going to turn into Darren Sproles?
I mean, McNichols is serviceable, but I mean, I think the game script's going to go. They're going to throw the ball more. Cliff's, again, I told you, he gets backed up into a corner. He starts to fight his way out by throwing the ball more because he got bullied into it, and it works. And then he's going to revert back when they, potentially make the playoffs and to this vanilla offense. So while you can have Cliff doing this, go take 52.5.
Speaking of not a vanilla offense, especially in week 13, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, couple of picks here. Baker Mayfield, over 1.5 passing touchdowns, paying even money.
Yes.
I'll take her up to 3. I'm not sure what the number is, but I'll take her up to 3. I'm willing to go to 4. We've seen Baker hit 5. This offense, tough to beat. They've got a great running back combination of Irving and White right now. I also like Rashad White over 16.5 receiving yards or 2.5 catches. Lean whichever way you like. Didn't hit it last week, but previous weeks was hitting it very consistently. Still no Godwin. Upside in the passing game. We saw Cade Otton kind of take a little bit of a back seat. The target share went a little bit down with Mike Evans. The production wasn't there. I could see him bouncing back. But realistically, all of these guys are live this week. Mike Evans, Irving, White, Cade Otton. If you really want to dig into some of the 3rd and 4th string receivers, whatever, by all means do it. They've got the matchup. It's a divisional opponent. Baker's playing with some juice, with all the vibes, right? I love that story I saw on the old Twitter machine about the donation, him and his team made for the local team. It was like a club football team. It wasn't like a high school. It's like a club football team. They're on the brink of like bankruptcy, on the brink of club football.
Was it bankruptcy? A club? I thought it was a high school football team.
Maybe it was. Not familiar with Florida
they
football.
gave him 18 grand or whatever for new helmets, equipment and stuff. Yeah,
ton of money. And then they went to like the state championship the next season.
They won.
Like what the? That's beautiful. Love it. Love all the vibes down there in Tampa. Give me Baker over the 1.5. Rashad White over 16.5.
You asked about Baker 3. Baker 3 is plus 320. If you want to take it to 4, plus 1,100.
I think that's a bigger ask. I think parking her at 3, given the priority they're giving the running backs, I think 3 is probably a max. But I love them a lot this week. Love the yardage, love the touchdowns, 3 passing TDs, whatever you feel safest and most comfortable with.
Well, you know what? Let's stay in that same game, and I'll help you out with Baker there by taking Mike Evans over 60.5 receiving yards. I mean, he's back in, baby. This is the time. Easy matchup. They're going to get him going. 60.5 feels light. He's probably he's a guy that I'm going to potentially take to 100 this week.
Yeah, Neo saying in the chat like that's 21 points. I think that they can win this game. I think the spread is -5.5. I would take Tampa up to 10 because it's a division opponent. They want to show out. Like, they play big. They don't really stop. There's no parking the bus for the Bucks, right? We saw that. We've seen it from many teams. I still can't get the Patriots parking the bus on the Bears out of my head, right? So this is a team that continues to score points.
Oh no, we don't want to talk about the Bears, do we?
Don't even. Just stop. Addition by subtraction. That's all I can say. Again and again and again.
Yeah. Rough. I wanted that game to go to OT. I really did.
I had an aneurysm just now in my brain. Thanks for that. It's just little lights are rough. Just like not firing now. Thank you.
You're welcome. So 60.5 for Mike Evans. How many more do you got here?
I think I have 2 left. Let's go.
I got no more, so roll them.
Okay, so double XP weekend, we've got Kyler Murray over the 23.5 rushing yards. I mean, it's Minnesota. They love to run downhill. They love to bring pressure at the quarterback. Kyler's great at escaping. Maybe a little bit tired from the extra, XP availability the night before. But regardless, he's going to run for his life a little bit here up against the Minnesota Vikings. He's the quarterback that can do it. 23.5 feels like a decent number. He's hit this number many times. I just don't think he has to do it every game because he doesn't have the pressure. If he can stand in the pocket and throw, that's what they want him to do. I think that there is going to be some on the go running here, whether it's avoiding a blitz or a designed run because they can't get the run game going. Connor been pretty consistent for this team. I think his total is only around like 40 or so yards. That's from what the Vikings defense is doing this season. So nothing to play around with there, but I believe that Kyler gets the job done at the 23.5. And then I really like points in the Steelers and Bengals game. So I've got Pickens, I've got Chase, and I've got T. Higgins, all over 50 plus receiving yards. That's plus 137. Little not sexy juice, but some juice. Higgins has only missed this number once. Chase twice. Pickens 3 times. However, the 3rd time was last week. He had been rolling, and we had the Snow Bowl in Pittsburgh. So, and he was at 48. I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to say he's close to only missing it twice. I really like the odds for that ticket to clear, plus 137. Higgins, Chase, and Pickens, all 50 plus receiving yards.
Okay, I think that does it for our props section. Over to anytime touchdowns.
Si bueno.
All right. Before we do, if you like all these props, if you like our touchdowns, if you like winning money, Meg gave out bangers earlier for this Friday game, which she hit 10 for 275 big ones. Should have been over in the Dub Club. She gave that out over on Dub Club. If you want to do it, you can get a free week trial right now. Head over to dubclub.win/r/Megs08DFS. It is across the bottom of your screen. You'll find all of Bruni's plays, all of my plays, Spread, Tyler, Steve, Meg, you name it. It's in there. Go over, head over, do us a favor, help us stay in business. Appreciate you all.
You'll pay for your first year subscription in one weekend.
Pretty much, yes. It has been absolutely rolling this year, so it is nice to be on the side that gets to see those plays. All right, over to anytime touchdowns. First one up for me, I gave his over yards. We're taking it to the house with Nico Collins, plus 120. I'm assuming he's going to take one of these big plays to the house and not get it called back. I mean, he's been boned 2 weeks in a row now. I don't think it's going to be a third. All right. Nico Collins is finally getting in the end zone. All right. Joe Mixon also probably going to get in the end zone as well. But Nico, plus 120. Take
Nico, not minus 210.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. No, love the pick. Like I said, I've got Stroud holding the bag for 2 passing touchdowns. So definitely love one to Collins. That receiving yardage from Mixon might also come on a receiving touchdown. I'd already mentioned Gus Bus. We've got the anytime touchdown for him, plus 120. Hit it last week with Dobbins. Obviously, this week, no Dobbins becomes an instant red zone threat. The threshold for touches down there is going to obviously go up, and he's the guy to get it done. So plus 120 feels like that's a little bit of an inflated number. I think that should probably be paying, even minus 110, but I'll take the 120. Thank you. Also have Michael Pittman plus 185. No Josh Downs this week. I know everyone's probably expecting Alec Pierce to catch a long one, but Pittman and Richardson, they've been connecting better since Richardson came back from the bye here. I think with less, target share from Downs in the offense, Pittman finds himself in pay dirt this week and a good matchup. I know that he's going against the Patriots, and Christian Gonzalez, will be on him for most of the game. But, if you've seen some key stats, you just move your receiver away from Christian Gonzalez and he won't cover him. That's it. Patriots are playing old school defense, keeping Gonzalez on one side of the field, not shadowing anybody. So all you do is move him on over, put him somewhere else. Opportunity is going to go up. Give me Pittman to find pay dirt plus 185.
Let's stay in that same game. Give me Jonathan Taylor plus 100. Anthony Richardson has been stealing the opportunities. I think they're going to let Jonathan Taylor find the end zone this week, and you can get it plus money for a running back. That is hard to do nowadays, ladies and gents. So yeah, I'll take it. I think they're going to finally let him have one. The Patriots are susceptible to the run. So yeah, Jonathan Taylor plus 100 even money.
Another quick two. We talked about this matchup already. Going after Mike Evans, going after Bucky Irving. Priority usage in the red zone. Rachaad White gets his love down there too. And again, I think this is a big spot for the Bucs. I would be willing to put some small shekels on Evans, Irving, White, and Otten to score. Just one of those type of days. Plus 120 for Evans, plus 105 for Irving.
It's plus 130 for Evans because I have that as well.
Nice. Well, I don't know if it shifted. You can go, confirm.
Cosign.
Maybe,
plus 130.
Maybe you already got it in before I did. I got it at the plus 120. But again, love this offense to find pay dirt this week. The Panthers, they've been nice. They've been battling in recent weeks, specifically from Bryce Young also coming back after, and Andy Dalton I don't know if it was hurt or sent back to the bench, whatever. Since his return to the starting role, things have looked a little bit better on offense, still not on defense. So love, again, the Bucs this week. Give me Evans and Irving plus 120, plus 105, plus 130, whatever Andrew got it at, whatever the market's pushing her to.
Yeah, so DK still has Mike Evans plus 130. FanDuel has plus 125.
Okay, moving around.
Yes,
all sorts. All sorts of movement.
Co-sign Mike Evans.
I've got two left.
I have technically three. Next one up, I have. We already mentioned him. You said add him to that 50 plus because he's hit it in every game but one. And they like to use him a ton around the goal line. We've already mentioned this in previous streams. I mean, he's hit for us multiple times this year already. Give me T. Higgins, man. When they get around the goal, the 20-yard line, 10-yard line, 5-yard line, don't matter. They give T. Higgins an opportunity to score a touchdown. I don't know what kind of like black magic he has on the offensive playbook, but it's like they're immediately like, all right, we're going to throw it to T. Higgins.
Big body.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird to me, though. Like, you have Chase. Like, it's not like Burrow and Chase don't know how to hook up for a touchdown. But whenever they're, inside the red zone, they go to fucking T. Higgins. So you can get him right now, plus 140, Mr. T. Higgins.
Chase goes around you, right? Chase goes around you. Higgins goes through you. A little different.
True story.
Staying right there, staying in that game. Another red zone threat. Another guy that likes to go up and get some big plays. Mr. George Pickens, plus 150. Really love him in this game. Bounced back from the Snow Bowl. He was rolling before last week. I think he had an opportunity for a close touchdown, but, I may have missed it through the snow, through the blistering winds. May have missed it. But I thought he had one in the back of the end zone that was a broken play that he just dropped. But regardless, been getting the usage. Real wide receiver one usage, not that Jaden Reed nonsense. You get 70% snap share and 2 touchdowns. God awful nonsense. Love them in this matchup. And the Bengals, they allow passing touchdowns. They allow a lot of production to receivers. So a really good matchup for him in this game, in my opinion. And again, the Steelers looking to bounce back after, a bit of a glump on the offensive side of the ball. I know there were the wins. I know the offense was struggling. They were bringing in Fields, trying to mix it up, trying to make anything happen, drawing a lot of PIs, a lot of pass interference calls down the field, just doing anything and everything. So I think this week they get a little bit right on the offense, kind of correct the playbook and the game flow a little bit. Give me Pickens to find that pay dirt plus 150. Wow.
All right, so
you see Reek in the chat?
I Matt Collins and Bateman too.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
That's interesting.
Wow. The caveman and the Minnesota Miracle Man. My goodness.
Very interesting indeed. All right, last one up for me. This is a 2-player for even. Well, it's actually for plus 112. You got Mixon. Don't want to play him by himself because you're laying a ton of juice. You got Kyron Williams.
I wanted to guess the next one. That's okay. I thought it was going to be Derrick Henry, but that's cool.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. My bad. Yeah. Kyron also don't want to lay the juice all by himself. If you put Kyron and Mixon together, you do get plus 112. Feels like a decently safe bet. I mean, obviously the books are showing that by putting them both at minus 200 plus. Put them together, plus 112. Easy.
What about Barkley and Henry?
Yeah. Keep it simple. All right. Double your
I don't
money.
know if it gets much more simple than that. Touchdown leaders at their position.
It's true.
So does
it's
it
probably going to be a game where
simple than
neither
that?
one of them score.
I like the AJ Brown pick. Meg changed her touchdown pick to AJ Brown. I like that one. That's pretty solid. I think I may have. No, I didn't give that out on Wednesday. I did give out Keenan Allen receiving yards, though. You're welcome. Did Adunze hit?
No.
Yeah, I think so. Last one up.
It would have got really close if he wouldn't have lost that last pass to him. That could have potentially been a touchdown. If he didn't lose that in the air, would have been close.
It would have been more likely that he hit it if he played more snaps than Keenan Allen.
This is true, which, I mean, Keenan's fine, but, I mean, Rome Odunze's a home run hitter.
Fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, he hit 2 home runs in the last game.
This is true.
And he cleared the 49.5. Are we still live in that thing or no?
No.
Well, who you fucked it up?
I did. I had
you?
Laporta over 34 or whatever, and he only caught 2 touchdowns.
That's ridiculous.
I should have just.
I'm not even mad at you.
It's just absurd.
I forgive you. Last one up here. Throw it. Speaking of throwing one in Andrew's face, Calvin Ridley. They just love to take shots at Calvin Ridley down the field. He had one called back last week. Hit a touchdown the week before that. One before that. The week before that, he had one call back. Constantly getting targets downfield. Plus 200 here. No long Marshawn Lattimore. It sounds like. Still feel like Ridley will be a big mismatch for that secondary. Not a ton of volume. He's getting like 6-7 targets a game, but they're downfield and they're looking for him deep, letting him make big plays. Give me Calvin Ridley this week. That rushing defense has been a little bit better for the Commanders recently. Still real no solutions in the secondary, in my opinion.
Does say that he is not expected to play Sunday, Marshawn Lattimore.
Lame. What did we trade for?
At the time, they were in a very good spot for the playoffs. Now it's looking more and more grim.
To trade for a player that's hurt?
Well, exactly. I mean, they were just waiting until the playoff run to utilize them. And
you still have a shot for the playoffs. You're still good.
Yeah, still good, sure. And again, schedule's pretty soft, but they lose this soft ass game against the Cowboys and makes it much harder. So, yeah,
Pontus,
pretty much. All right, over to ATS picks.
To the board.
All right, I'm sure we're both on this one, but give me the Bucks minus 5.5. I mean, we've hit on it multiple times.
Every single time on the Bucks. Every single time. We are always on the same page there.
It's just, I mean, it seems like free money. Panthers are not very good. Bucks minus 5.5.
Yep, my first one down. Bucks minus 5.5. I'll also take the Colts minus 2.5. They've been covering. They've been actually pretty good at ATS. They're getting a nice matchup up against the Patriots, who are terrible up against the run. I could also see Anthony Richardson finding pay dirt this week. He's plus 150 versus Taylor's plus 100. So if you think the Colts are still going to be, just completely disrespectful to the RB1, have no issue going after a big Anthony Richardson week as well. Talked about Michael Pittman also finding the end zone. I think the 2.5 is a little bit light. I would actually take it up to maybe 4.5, maybe even 5.5, closer to the Buccaneers. I think that they're going to be the better team here. They've been a little bit sneakier on defense lately. Their big MO is that they haven't been able to stop the run either, but that's improved more so recently. And like you guys were talking about last week, they're just keeping games close. So give me the Colts here, minus 2.5 on the road. Like them to pick off the Patriots. They are still the favorite in this game.
Next one up for me. This feels like a misprice right now. Last time these two teams played, the Texans won by 4.
I wanted to guess it, and I would have been right. And I was going to say -4.5 as well.
It is Texans -3.5, and they won by 4 last time. Trevor Lawrence is coming back now, it looks like. I'm not sure if that's good or bad for the Jags.
I think it's better than what they've had for sure.
Sure, yes. At the same time, he hasn't played in what, 2 weeks?
3. There was the bye.
Something of that nature. And he might be a little rusty. I think we're gonna get a good price here at the 3.5. I mean, obviously, you already know.
Trevor Lawrence was born rusty. Calm down.
So yeah, I mean, we hit on it. I think Nico's gonna have a nice day. I think Mixon's gonna have a nice day. Not sure who from the Jags is gonna have a nice day. Maybe BTJ, but 3.5 feels light. I feel like it's gonna be ending closer to the 4.5. So go take it now, -3.5.
Love them as well. That's another one of my picks, but I would buy it up a point. I would be willing to buy it up. They need to get right. You know, the season's not going their direction right now. Like the winds aren't blowing their way. They've got to turn things around a little bit here and kind of correct the narrative. And a lot of that comes just from cleaning up like the simple stuff, bad turnovers, you know, executing on special teams, like little stuff. And I think that this is one of those games that's a tune-up game. I definitely think that they can win by the 3.5, and I would buy it up to the 4.5 as well. Next there, right next to him on the board, I like the Seahawks just taking the money line, you know, giving us even money here. Their offense has been playing well. Their defense is keeping them in games. We're seeing the emergence of JSN. Tyler Lockett, nice little veteran presence, just kind of still there. DK Metcalf now healthy. Ken Walker's been having a nice season. And again, the defense is keeping them in games recently. So I like the Seahawks here on the road. Trust them more so than the lowly Jets right now. Even at home, you've got Breece Hall coming in banged up. Rodgers is banged up. There's talk about him going to the bench, shutting people down for the season. Absolutely crazy. That franchise is a complete joke right now. Give me the Seahawks -116 on the road. I think they bring home. They're at -1.5, -6. I just don't think the Jets defense is even there anymore. It's gone. Like what is there left for this team to hold on to?
That's a solid question. Not sure. Here's what I'm going to say about this game. That line feels stinky. Every time it's felt stinky to me, it's went the wrong way or the way I thought it would go.
There's no way. They're not giving anyone plus odds in this game. There's no real, like, they are not taking a stand.
I would stay away from this game.
Because like last week, the Chargers were the example, and I was on the Chargers last week because the Chargers were playing well. Not so much, not at least in the second half of that game last week. The first half, I was like, woohoo, yeah, we did it again, guys. We landed on the moon. No, wrong. No, we blew past the moon. We got smashed by a freaking asteroid. His name's Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. Absolutely insane. But this feels, I agree with you. I think there is a misprice here. But I think the misprice is that the Jets are not dogs. They should be home dogs. They're in complete shambles.
The Jets are home dogs.
It's -102 is what I see. I see -116 and -102.
Oh, okay. Well, we're talking ATS picks, so they are +1.5.
Okay, but I said you don't want to touch that in this game because there is. I mean, you're saying it's stinky. I'm saying just don't do that. Just the money line is enough because the odds are there. You shouldn't play with the numbers. So we're kind of on a similar page here. It's -105 for the Seahawks to cover versus the -115 for the Jets to cover, and then -116 for the Seahawks to win versus the Jets -102 to win outright. I mean, it's all the same. So you just have to go with I guess you just go with your gut here. My gut is that the Jets are bad. Tell me where there's something advertised that's not correct.
I mean, I hear you. I do. It's just I'm not touching this game. Mike Rob's telling me I need to pick a side. If I'm taking it, I'm taking the Jets +1.5 because it makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. The Jets, when they played the Texans, were -1 or -3 or whatever it was, and spread was all over the Texans. And I'm like, dude, that line stinks. Do not do that. And the Jets went out and fucking won. I don't like the line. I hear you. Like, the Seahawks are the better team, but the line feels weird. If I feel like the Seahawks should be more of like 3.5, it's 1.5. I don't know. It feels like Vegas wants me to bet that, and I'm not falling into that, brother. I don't know. Something's weird going on here. I don't like it.
The Jets are 3-8 ATS at home. They are 2-3 ATS. On the road, the Seahawks are 2-1-1 ATS. Better than at home, 2-5. Playing better ball on the road.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I don't know. The line stinks to me.
And actually Seattle 3-1 outright on the road, 3-4 at home. Jets do not have a winning record at home.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I do. All right. Last one up for me here. I will take the cardinal sin of laying the 2.5.
Don't do it.
Not taking it, but I'm gonna take the Rams.
Are you betting the Rams and Saints?
I'm betting the Rams minus 2.5.
Interesting.
We just saw the Rams get absolutely demolished. This is a huge coaching mismatch. Love McVay in this matchup right here against the terrible ass Derek Carr. They're going to get pressure on Derek Carr. Unless they run their way to victory, I'm not sure how the Saints are really going to hold true with the Rams here. I'm taking the Rams.
The Rams secondary hasn't been amazing.
The Saints wide receiver core has not been amazing. They have MVS.
They don't have him. They just use him. He's just there and they use him. I mean,
I'm not worried about that.
Well, I get that. No one's worried about MVS. No corner in the league is like, oh man, the LeBron meme. Like, no, it's like no one's scared of him. But that's the problem, is that everything that they do is unexpected. MVS shouldn't have done what he's done the past 2-3 weeks. It's ridiculous. It's a joke, but he's done it. And that's the issue there. And that's what I don't like about that game, is those numbers don't add up to me, because the Rams did just get their schnozzed knocked in. Now they're on the road and they're favored. Feels weird. The Saints came out of nowhere, pulled off a victory. Taysom Hill was used up the wazoo, and they had unique play calling, and the offensive flow is completely in their favor. I don't know. Like, I don't want to touch that game other than props, probably, to be honest.
Do you remember when the Saints lost to the Panthers? Because I do. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
They shouldn't. Yeah, the Rams shouldn't have lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah, but the Dolphins are actually a somewhat okay team when they don't play.
No, they're not. The Dolphins only beat teams with losing records, and the only team that the only team that they have beat that doesn't have a losing record, I believe, is the Rams, because the Rams are 5-5, or maybe they're 5-6 now. So that would mean that they haven't beat any winning teams. Mike McDaniels, Tua Tagovailoa, they don't beat winning teams. They beat losing teams. And luckily, they get to play losing teams more often than they get to play winning teams. It's pretty helpful. No dissimilar to not being able to win in, what did we say on Wednesday?
Cold weather.
Cold weather. Thank you. Cold weather.
I don't know, man. The coaching discrepancy is huge for me in this game, and the quarterback discrepancy.
That's fair.
Definitely.
That's fair.
Wide receiver discrepancy, bigger. Running back discrepancy is pretty, I would say, pretty fair between the two.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm falling into the trap, but I really like the Rams.
I do not want to pick a side there. Moneyline, ATS, just not interested. Because again, no dissimilar to my last pick, those numbers feel weird, that the Rams again just got beat up, knocked around. Now they're favored on the road the very next week. Don't get it. Let's see. ATS on the road, Rams 2-3. ATS home for the Saints 3-3. Coin flip. No edge. No thanks. I like the Steelers and the Bengals to go over the 47.5. I told you I like points in that game. So just taking the even line total there. If you want to throw in an alt number and some of those picks that we've been talking about, that's been a game that we brought up a few times. I certainly wouldn't hate taking that down to like 44, 42, 43, and then throwing in, one of those touchdown picks. The receiving yard totals that I mentioned, 50, Higgins, Chase, and Pickens. I think you'd find yourself in favorable odds there.
All right. I have a dog, and that's it.
Let me see if I have how many dogs I would have. Hang on.
Also, if anybody hasn't already, hit that like button. We got a bunch of you in here. Not a bunch of likes. What are we doing? Do you like the stream? Come on.
I like one. I like one dog, I guess. But I also, before you get to your dog, I want to ask you: this is a primetime game? Like this should be game of the week. Here is Ravens and Eagles. I like the Ravens -3. What do you think here?
I mean, cosign for me because fuck the Eagles.
I just think that the Ravens are so good at stopping the run. It's going to put Hurts in that offense in an uncomfortable situation. You know, even though they have the matchup on offense, one of the worst secondaries in the league, Ravens were able to show up a little bit last week in the secondary. Maybe they build on that, got a tough win. I think go ahead.
Here's what I'll say. Unfortunately, my rooting interest and what my heart tells me I should do are two different things. I think you take the 3 with the Eagles. I don't want that to be the case. I want the Ravens to absolutely demolish the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be within 7, which makes me want to take the Eagles +3. I'm not doing that because the Ravens can show out if they can hold down AJ Brown. They have a chance of doing so. But yeah, man, I don't know. My heart tells me that you should take the +3, but I'm just not doing that.
To me, the Eagles defense is just not as good as the Chargers. And I know that the Chargers played well in the first half last week. I think if they play that same style 4 quarters, they still win outright. But regardless, it's tough for me to buy into the Eagles defense in a game like this. It's not prime time. You're getting, the 4:20, 4:30 game, whatever. But still, to me, this is game of the week. We've got Hulk in the chat. So, fellas, Lamar or Hurts or head-to-head spreads, pick between the two could be fun. I mean, I would still lean in Lamar for probably passing and rushing.
Yeah, I mean, he says who has more rushing yards. So to me, it's Lamar, and I think it's because he's going to organically run more than Hurts will.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we talked about that on Wednesday. No, I absolutely love that call. I would take him again on passing yards too. I have Lamar over the 222.5. I'm not saying to take Hurts on the under, but if you're looking at who has the most passing yards in the game prop, I would lean in favor of Lamar. I'm not sure if you get plus odds.
This is rushing yards.
I know. I said and. Sorry, I said and.
Sorry, I got you.
I said I like that call and passing yards. You're welcome. It's an and pick, Andrew. Calm down. So we both like the Ravens. Go ahead with your dog.
My dog. Did you watch the 13-minute video of Jameis Winston mic'd up in the snowball?
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was absolutely incredible. That man, and I know everyone says this, but he truly is a national treasure to the NFL. With that said, give me the Browns +198 to take down the Denver Broncos. I'm betting with my heart here a little bit, but Myles Garrett's been on a tear. Bo Nix has been on a tear. It's going to be the clash of the veteran defensive lineman versus the rookie. Some people are saying phenom. I'm not quite there yet. I don't think that the Broncos have enough firepower to hold down the Browns the entire game. I think this is going to be a game where we get some JMO magic again. The Browns are +5.5. I do like that as well. But
yeah, I was going to say I don't know if I get in on the plus money, but the 5, I like the 5.5, and I really like 6.5.
Yeah, let's I'm taking the Browns +198, man. I believe in what the Browns are doing right now. I think that win that they just got really meant a lot to them. That built some momentum for the team, and the team's playing pretty damn well for Jameis, man. They really like him. I would love this game if it was at home. It isn't. It is over in Denver, but Jerry Jeudy, Nick Chubb getting going, and JMO, I'm going to give it a shot.
It looks like Cedric Tillman is hurt, and Jamari Thrash is on the touchdown board.
Neat.
Huh.
Are you going to thrash that bet? What is it?
+450.
Interesting.
I kind of like that.
Give me David Njoku.
David Njoku +2.
To not drop a touchdown this week.
Is it snowing this week in Denver?
God, I hope not.
Probably want to look that up.
Actually, if it is, that's pretty interesting.
I like Jerry Jeudy at plus 195. I think Tillman going out boosts him up as well. Nick Chubb plus 160. Everybody's paying plus money here on the touchdown board. So Bo Nix plus 290. I could see him rushing one in. Man, Jamari Thrash though, just staring at me with that plus 450. It's speaking to me, Andrew. I don't know.
He said, I don't know. You got any other doggies?
Falcons at home. Falcons at home after the bye. Chargers reeling a little bit. Gonna figure things out without Dobbins. Both teams have just been kind of so middled, if you will, in the standings on the board. Both kind of lacking some consistency. Give me Falcons at home as dogs after the bye. Let's ride.
Any interest in the under 44.5 in the Bills 49ers game? Because there is supposed to be a zillion feet of snow that comes down.
44?
Yes.
It feels light for a weather issue. You're looking at like 38. You're losing a touchdown there. So now's probably the time to do it before the public, checks the weather channel.
Just throwing that out there.
Probably a good idea, guys. Probably a good idea. I'm trying to think of any other last second sprinkles. I think that's all that I have. Look ahead to next week. Packers, Lions, Thursday night football.
Ooh, man. I know you do. You have to hate that game. I do. And I know it's going to sound weird. I kind of like the Packers.
I mean, it's a real opponent for the Lions. It's not just like a team that will literally just be like, we're done. We're leaving. Let the clock run out. We're out of here.
Packers plus 5.5.
I don't know, man. 5.5. Yeah, that's a clear no. Yeah, take it now. I mean, I don't know what the line's going to open at after the end of the week, but plus 5.5 if you get it now. I mean, dogs plus 198. You probably lose juice there too. So just a little look ahead. Little look ahead.
Little look ahead.
The total's 51.5. It feels high on a short week. Well, I guess not. Lions played yesterday.
Yeah, they both played Thursday. Or
so they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, they're good. They're fine. That doesn't mean take the over.
I'm assuming you want this game to end in a tie.
The Bears aren't going anywhere, bro. Calm down.
I know. I'm just,
No, I don't care. No, I want both teams to go out there and feast, but just specifically with my best ball players. That's all. Got a lot of Jared Goff, baby. We got a lot of Jared Goff. We need him to bring us to the promised land, okay? We need him to clear weeks 15, 16, 17. 3 touchdowns each week. A 4 in there would be nice. Preferably week 17.
That is it for me.
That's all I got, sir. That's it. That's all she wrote.
Okay.
Appreciate everybody riding along with us tonight, especially on the holiday. Hope you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday to come. Small Business Monday. Don't forget to shop on your small businesses. This is the 4 or 5 day weekend where, we're supposed to, share in the joy of capitalism. Go out there, do your part. Cyber Monday, small business. Don't forget. Write that down. Andrew, anything to share?
No, sir. Like Bruce said, appreciate everyone being in here. If you already haven't, like the stream, share the channel with all your friends, families. Doesn't matter. Everybody. Just go to your local Best Buy. Put us up on the screen. Send us a picture. We appreciate you.
Just Andrew.
Let's ride.
DMs. Don't do that.
Everybody cash bets on Sunday. Bernie, send us out.
Take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you. Happy Thanksgiving, bitches.